drug abuse.
Yeah, so I'm here to inform you about the increase in the alarming rate of addiction among teenagers. And I'll give you some motives that lead teenagers to use drugs and signs and symptoms and the importance of early intervention and treatment. On statistics, I was a little hesitant if I should show it or not because of all the research that I've done, it's said that it's not accurate. Teenagers, some of them are using alcohol and different type of drugs, and also they change names. Some of the incidents are not reported. So, I mean, they believe a 76% rise. So, okay. The truth is that drug abstinence has always been an unresolved issue in society. Over the years, drugs have evolved in appearance looking much more attractive and greater effect, making them much more desirable. Why not try drugs? Everybody does. We see it in our media, television, musical lyrics, have a lot of influence in our youth, where drinking, gambling, drugs are a cool thing to do. It's normal. Not to mention role of peer pressure and its influences, and the predominant influence of curiosity. Some use them because they're bored, and they initiate their journey with drugs. According to Professor Jay McIntosh from the Center for Drug Misuse Research, University of Glasgow, confirms that peer pressure is one of the main reasons kids use drugs, to fit in. Their friends do it, so why not should I? Okay, so I'm going to start off by mentioning some motives that lead adolescents to seek refuge in drugs. As you can see here, these are the most common ones: low self-esteem, depression, peer pressure, and dysfunctional family structure and function. Some signs and symptoms are some objective signs and symptoms are tend eye, the nodding of the head with eyes closed, and you seem like lethargic, like really out of it. Itchiness all over the body, sleeping at awkward times, jerking, and runny nose. And then there's some subjective signs and symptoms, which is the muscle cramping, sleeplessness, irritability, panic attacks, carelessness, and crying. During this time where they're getting the muscle cramping, it's also part of the withdrawal syndrome or withdrawal symptoms. And this is where drug overdose mostly occurs because they're in that big desire to have their drugs that they have no limitations. So just to get that fast effect, they push up whatever's available, and that's when it happens. It is crucial to provide intervention and treatment. It is very important for the client or the teenager to be involved and wanting to change, the desire to want to change. Therapeutic involvement refers to the client's active engagement in the therapeutic process and acceptance of their own contributions to the problem, maintenance, and resolution. In other words, the client must be able to recognize that they have a problem and must be willing to change. According to Joseph M. Hawk, Ph.D. of the National Development and Research Institute in New York, clients who engage more fully in therapeutic process develop key recovery skills, emotional self-regulation, effective coping, and better understanding of themselves. With this early intervention, the teenagers could overcome this problem and recover almost completely. Okay, therapeutic involvement includes feeling a positive rapport with treatment staff, adolescents who report moral support, meaning from the family and friends. Upon the entry of the drug treatment, exhibit higher levels of therapeutic involvement during the treatment. Okay, and then there's, I only have 8 minutes, but There's a variety of treatments out there. Some just take care of the teenager itself. Other ones, which are much more highly encouraged, is the family-based treatments or multi-dimensional treatments, where the family gets treated as well, because they need to help the teenager understand them, and at the same time get therapy themselves so they don't run out crazy. Since one size don't fit all in treatment, the integrative approach therapy meets the needs of very particular case, treating not only the patient but the family as well. Early intervention and treatment is essential, but finding the correct facility is imperative for success. According to the Center of Substance Abuse and Treatment, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, a multi-dimensional family therapy is designed for flexibility in its format, its intensity of treatment, and the number of sessions, always acting in the best interest of the patient and the family. Each family has different issues. Each family have different issues. So one treatment is not going to be the same for the other. Then there are cultural issues as well that they have to consider. So the MDFT, again, is a multidimensional family therapy, has been evaluated with adolescents from diverse cultural backgrounds and very clinical impairments, including some with psychiatric disorders. With these family-based therapies, it can reduce and up to some point overcome the continuation of drug problems and behavior problems, including connection with deviant peers, school-related difficulties, and dysfunctional family environments. So I strongly believe that if they treat the nucleus, the family itself, and by creating open communication, that the teenager could overcome other, like peer pressure, and if they get into depression and so on. So that's the end.